Wait. Hold up. You think this is just another video? Nah, not this one. Because tonight, we're diving into something they didn't want you to hear. They're talking about you. Yeah, you. Whispering your name like it's a secret weapon. Oh, they're fighting over who gets to define you, who gets to twist your story. But guess what? You're not here to be defined. You're here to redefine. Listen, this isn't a joke. It's war. A quiet kind of war, where words cut deeper than knives. Ever felt like the world was watching you, waiting for you to fail? Oh yeah, that's because they are. They're scared of you becoming everything they said you couldn't. You think they hate you? Nah. They fear you. They fear your silence. They fear your growth. They fear that one day you'll stop explaining yourself and start moving with purpose. Oh, that's when you become dangerous, calm, focused, real. And that's what this speech is about. Your awakening, your moment to flip the script, to rise above their noise, to make them choke on their own doubt. You're not watching this by accident. No way. You're here because you felt it, that pull inside your chest that says enough. It's time to change. So here's the deal. Legend. Don't just scroll. Stay till the end. Let this hit your chest, your spine, your mind. Let it burn away the weak parts of you. Because by the end of this, you won't be the same person who pressed play. Yeah, this one's personal. This one's fire. This one's for you. And before we start, big salute to you, the real ones watching. The ones still standing after the noise, the fake smiles, the silent battles. You made it here. That means something. They're watching you not because they love you, but because they can't figure you out. That's the truth no one wants to hear. You've become the noise in their quiet rooms, the spark in their dull screens, the reason their eyes twitch when your name comes up. Oh wow, they're not just talking about you. They're fighting over you, and not with fists. No, something sharper. Words, looks, plans, silent wars disguised as laughter. You think you're invisible? Nah, you're the reason the calm doesn't feel calm anymore. You've disturbed something ancient in them, the comfort of being ordinary. You've made them question their mirrors, and people hate mirrors that talk back. But here's the twist. It's not about you winning their approval. It's about you surviving their confusion. They can't stand the fact that you don't bow, that you don't crawl, that you don't play the same game they play. Because when you refuse to kneel to their illusions, you become dangerous. And danger, my friend, makes people whisper your name in circles you've never even entered. You know what's funny? They call you strange, while secretly trying to copy the way you breathe. They study your silence more than your words. They measure your calm as if it's a weapon, because it is. Your calm means control, and control means power. Yeah, power without noise. Power without approval. But here's the thing. No one told you. Power has a price. The moment you stop trying to please the crowd decides to punish you. They turn the stage lights on you, not to celebrate, but to expose. They want to see you flinch. They want to watch you break character, because your strength makes them question their weakness. So they fight over you, not because they care who wins, but because no one wants to feel smaller than the shadow you cast just by standing tall. That's why they twist your story. That's why they say you changed. Oh yeah, you did. You changed because you finally saw through. And now, they don't know what to do with you. You were supposed to stay predictable, safe, simple, but you became something else. Something they can't define without shaking. You turned your silence into thunder, your doubt into direction. And now, every move you make feels like a threat to those still asleep. Let them talk. Let them argue. Let them fight over what they can't understand. You don't owe them your mask anymore. The real battle isn't between them, it's inside you. Between who you were and who you're becoming. Between comfort and truth. Between noise and peace. Clarity is not calm. It's a storm that destroys everything false inside you. You asked if you're ready to fight back with clarity, and I'll tell you this. Clarity doesn't come with comfort. Oh wow, it comes with pain. The kind of pain that doesn't scream, but sits in silence, forcing you to face what you've been avoiding. Because when you finally see things for what they are, you can't unsee them. And that's where the real war begins. Clarity burns illusions. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care how long you've been pretending everything's fine. It walks in like a mirror, showing you the truth, raw, plain, and merciless. And the moment you accept it, the moment you stop lying to yourself, you change forever. Yeah, that's the shift most people never reach, because they'd rather stay comfortable than honest. But not you. You were built for something heavier. You've tasted fake smiles, fake loyalty, fake peace, and now you crave something real. Clarity demands that you stand alone, even when the crowd mocks you for it. It's not about being better than them, it's about being true, even when truth costs you everything. And you'll lose things, oh you will. You'll lose people who can't handle your growth. You'll lose parts of yourself that were built on lies. You'll lose the quiet of pretending. But what you gain is worth more than all that comfort ever gave you. You gain a spine made of truth. You gain eyes that see through masks. You gain peace, not the fake kind that depends on others, but the one that lives deep inside your chest and doesn't shake when the world does. Nah, this isn't easy. Clarity feels heavy at first. It isolates you. It strips away your illusions like peeling off old skin. But once it's done, once you finally breathe as your real self, you realize that all that noise outside never had power over you. You were fighting ghosts, and clarity shows you that. It tells you that the biggest war was never between you and them, but between you and the weaker version of you that wanted to stay asleep. People fear clear minds because they can't control them. A clear mind sees manipulation from miles away. A clear heart doesn't need validation to stay steady. And once you have both mind and heart clear, steady, awake, you become something the noisy world can't bend. So yes, fight back with clarity. Let them keep guessing your next move while you move with purpose. Let their arguments fade while your silence speaks louder than any speech. Because clarity turns chaos into direction, and confusion into discipline. The truth doesn't ask if you're ready. It just arrives and waits to see what you'll do. So, will you act on it? That's the real test, isn't it? Oh wow. Seeing the truth is one thing, but standing on it, that's another war entirely. Because truth without courage is like a sword left in its sheath. sharp but silent. And silence, when used wrong, can destroy you. Courage isn't about shouting. It isn't about acting fearless. It's about walking into the storm even when your hands shake. Yeah, real courage is quiet. It's steady. It's the moment you choose to do what's right even when no one's clapping. It's what you do when your voice trembles but your heart refuses to step back. You've seen how people react to those who change. They whisper, they laugh, they question. They try to drag you back into the comfort you fought so hard to leave. But courage doesn't answer noise. Courage listens to the mission, not the mockery. It knows that not every voice deserves a reply. It knows that the hardest walk is often the one done alone. You see, the reason so many never rise is simple. They wait for approval to be brave. They want permission to stand tall. But courage doesn't wait for anyone to say go. It moves even when the world says stop. It's the fire that burns quietly inside, refusing to die even when the wind howls. And oh wow, that fire. It's not built from pride. It's built from purpose. Nah. Courage isn't blind confidence. It's clear obedience to truth. It's knowing the risks but choosing to stand anyway. It's what turns a simple moment into a turning point. You might feel fear, that's normal. Fear isn't the enemy. Fear is the test. It's the shadow that makes light matter. You can't remove it completely, but you can walk through it with your head high. Every brave soul you've ever admired once stood where you're standing, between knowing and doing, between wanting change and becoming it, between safety and growth, and the difference between those who stay and those who rise? Action. Simple, brave action. You want to know what makes courage rare? It demands responsibility. Once you act with truth, you can't hide behind excuses anymore. You can't say, I didn't know. You do know. And that awareness makes you accountable for every step that follows. That's why courage isn't for show. It's for those who can carry the weight of knowing better. The world will test you. Once you move differently, it'll throw distractions, opinions, and pressure at you. People will say, you think you're better now? Let them. Their question reveals their own fear, not your fault. Courage means not explaining your growth to those still comfortable in their cages. So how do you build it? Step by step, decision by decision. You stop waiting to feel ready and just begin. You fall, you get up, you keep walking. Because courage isn't something you're born with, it's something you build by choosing not to quit. Oh wow. The moment you act with courage, everything changes. The same people who doubted you start wondering how you did it. The same fear that held you back loses its grip. And the same silence that once felt heavy becomes your armor. Remember this. Courage doesn't need witnesses. It just needs direction. Once you decide who you are and what you stand for, you don't beg the world to understand. You let your actions explain it. You let your steps speak louder than your doubts. And when you finally stand there, calm, firm, alive, you'll realize that courage isn't about becoming fearless. It's about learning how to keep walking with fear until it can't keep up anymore. The loudest one in the room is rarely the strongest. The silent one is discipline. That's the real test after courage. You thought courage was hard? Oh wow. Courage gets you started, but discipline keeps you there when no one's watching. It's not fire anymore, it's ice. Cold, controlled, sharp. Discipline doesn't shout. It doesn't ask for attention. It just moves, slowly, consistently, until everything around it bends to its will. When courage makes the first move, discipline makes the 1,000 that follow. Yeah. It's the difference between a spark and a flame that never dies. Everyone loves the idea of strength, but few are willing to live the routine that builds it. They want results, not repetition. They want power, not patience. But that's not how real strength grows. Discipline is lonely. Nah, it's not the kind of loneliness that breaks you. It's the kind that shapes you. It's those long nights when you push through even when no one claps. It's the quiet mornings when you choose control over comfort. It's when you tell yourself no while the world keeps saying yes. That's what makes discipline dangerous. It doesn't depend on mood. It depends on mission. People mistake discipline for restriction. They think it kills freedom. But the truth? It's the only thing that creates freedom. Because when you control yourself, nothing else controls you. You stop being dragged by every emotion, every opinion, every distraction. You move by principle, not impulse. You act with purpose, not reaction. And that, my friend, is where real peace begins. Oh wow. You start seeing the patterns. The same people who laugh at your discipline will one day ask how you did it. They'll say you got lucky, when you know it wasn't luck, it was daily battle. It was consistency when your body screamed for rest. It was focus when your mind wanted escape. Discipline isn't about feeling ready. It's about doing it anyway. You see, the secret is simple. Repetition builds reputation. Not the kind the crowd gives, but the one you build within yourself. Every time you keep your word, you earn your own respect. Every time you rise when you could have quit, you write your own proof that you're not made of excuses. Step by step, you start trusting yourself. And when that trust becomes solid, no outside voice can shake it again. Nah, discipline isn't flashy. It's not a show. It's what separates noise from impact. You can talk all you want about goals, dreams, vision, but without discipline, they're just stories you tell yourself to feel safe. The real ones, the ones who rise, they live it. They work in silence and let results do the talking. And the best part? Discipline doesn't end when you win. It begins again. Every single day. Because greatness isn't a destination, it's a decision you make repeatedly. Even when it feels boring, even when it hurts, even when no one notices. Oh wow. When you master discipline, the outside world loses control over you. No praise can inflate you. No insult can deflate you. You move with balance, calm, certain. And that's when they realize they can't fight you anymore because you're not playing their game. They don't break you when they shout. They break you when they smile and pretend to care. So what happens when the world finally tries to break what you've built? Oh wow. That's when the real story begins. Because once you master courage and discipline, the pressure doesn't disappear. It changes shape. It stops coming from outside and starts creeping from within. The whispers get quieter, but sharper. The distractions become smaller, but more dangerous. It's not a war of fists anymore. It's a war of focus. They'll push, they'll test, they'll wait for you to slip. Not because they hate you, but because your strength reminds them of their weakness. Yeah, that's how the world works. It doesn't want you to fall loudly, it wants you to fall quietly, slowly. So that one day you wake up and realize you've become like everyone else again. That's their victory. But nah, that's not your ending. You've come too far to turn soft now. The same fire that started with pain must end with control. And control doesn't mean peace with everyone. It means peace with yourself. That's the part they can't touch. They can mock your goals, they can question your choices, but they can't take your mind unless you hand it to them. You see, when the world pushes back, it doesn't just want to see if you're strong, it wants to see if you're still awake. It wants to know if your discipline was real or just performance. Anyone can be strong when the road is smooth. But when it all shakes, when things go wrong, when results delay, when people vanish, that's when your truth shows up. Oh wow. You'll face silence. You'll face doubt. You'll face long nights where your own thoughts feel heavier than any enemy could make them. But here's the beauty, That's not weakness, that's refinement. Pressure doesn't crush what's real, it exposes what's fake. Every test you pass strips away another layer of illusion, leaving only the real version of you standing in the light. Yeah, people will say you've changed again. Let them. You didn't change. You evolved. You didn't lose yourself. You found the parts worth keeping. Every scar, every loss, every quiet victory. It all becomes the proof that you survived the weight meant to bury you. And when you walk through that final wave of noise, calm and steady, you'll see what they couldn't. That strength isn't loud, it's steady. Nah, don't chase applause. Applause fades faster than effort. Don't chase revenge either. That's just another distraction dressed as pride. The real victory is walking through fire and keeping your heart clean. It's winning without becoming bitter. It's standing firm without needing anyone to notice. Because once you stop fighting for approval, your strength becomes pure. You'll start to see the world differently. The noise will still be there, but it won't reach you anymore. The same things that used to trigger you will start to sound like background music. You'll move through chaos with calm eyes. And when people try to pull you back into old patterns, you'll smile, not in arrogance, but in awareness. You've learned what they haven't. Control is power, and peace is armor. Oh wow. You'll look back one day and realize that everything that tried to break you was actually teaching you balance. That every delay was protection. Every test was direction. Every loss was a reminder that you didn't need what distracted you. And then, silence. The kind that feels earned. The kind that isn't empty. It's full of lessons, of scars, of purpose. You'll realize that the world never really fought you. It fought the idea that someone like you could stay true when everything else sold out. They were fighting over you because they couldn't control you. They were fighting because you didn't fold when it was easier to hide. You became the proof that truth, once built on patience and control, can't be defeated. And there it is. Yeah, that silence you feel right now, that's the sound of realization. That's the sound of you remembering who you are. Oh wow. You just made it through something most people wouldn't even face. You didn't just listen, you felt it. You walked through every line like a warrior. That's rare. That's power. That's you. They said you wouldn't change, you did. They said you'd break, you didn't. They said you'd fade. Nah, you burned brighter instead. That's what they were fighting over, your strength, your focus, your refusal to disappear. And now, here you stand, calm, sharp, alive. The world's noise can't touch you anymore. You've seen too much, learned too much, and grown too real to fall back into pretending. So don't stop here. Don't go back to normal. Let this moment mark the shift, the one you'll remember when you're winning quietly, while they're still talking loudly. Oh yeah, let them keep whispering, because whispers don't move mountains, actions do. Before you leave, take a second, drop your thoughts below. I read them all, and trust me, your words, they matter. Your story might be the one that sparks someone else's rise. To every real one still here at the end, salute. You didn't just watch a video, you faced yourself. You stood through the fire and came out sharper. You earned this silence. You earned this strength. Oh no, really? You're not ready for this. They never ran across a person like you, right? A jealous group thought they could drag you down, huh? But nah, their time is done. Their masks are falling. This ain't just a speech. It's a storm. It's a warning. Every second you watch, you'll feel the fire build, feel it climb higher. And trust me, you don't want to miss the ending. Because the ending, oh wow, it's the knockout they never saw coming. My people, my warriors, my unstoppable audience. This one's for you, for every fighter who stood tall when others tried to break them, for every soul who refused to bend when envy circled like wolves. You are the reason this voice speaks louder, the reason these words cut deeper, the reason this message has weight. They thought they knew what power looked like. They were wrong. That's how it always starts, doesn't it? The smug faces of those who believe they run the show. The jealous ones. The group that huddles together in the shadows, whispering your name like it's forbidden fire, convincing themselves that you don't belong here, that you're just another face to be erased. Oh, the arrogance. The way they sneer when they think no one's watching. The way they celebrate too early, as if their petty schemes could ever crush someone like you. But here's the brutal truth. They've never run across a person like you before, and that terrifies them. Because you don't play by their script. You don't bend when they apply pressure. You don't shatter when they circle around, fangs bared. Instead, you rise. Every attempt to bury you only feeds the storm within you. Every jealous whisper only sharpens your edge. They can't control you. They can't predict you. They can't even stand in your shadow without feeling it pierce their fragile skin. Oh wow. Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? That shift in the air. The tables turning. The smile curling at the edge of your lips. Not out of joy, but out of certainty. Certainty that their time is running out. Certainty that no matter how loud they bark, their bite will never sink deep enough to stop you. Nah, they don't get it. Not yet. But they will. See, jealous groups always think the same. They imagine strength is in numbers. They convince themselves that circling you, cornering you will be enough. They think if they shout loud enough, throw enough dirt, spread enough poison, maybe, just maybe, they can rewrite the truth. But here's what they fail to understand. Truth doesn't bow. Strength doesn't dilute. And your silence has never been weakness. It has been strategy. Because while they were busy plotting, you were busy building. While they were gossiping, you were sharpening. While they were celebrating your supposed downfall, you were already preparing for the moment their empire of envy collapsed under its own weight. That's why you are different. That's why they have never run across a person like you before. You see, most people crack under the pressure of jealousy. They retreat. They dim their own light so others don't feel threatened. They play small so the mob doesn't attack. But you refuse. You refuse to shrink. You refuse to apologize for being the storm they can't cage. And that refusal, that unshakable refusal, is exactly why they are doomed. Oh, and don't mistake their noise for dominance. Don't confuse their numbers for power. For all their unity, they are divided inside. Envy eats them alive. Distrust festers in their ranks. And when the pressure tightens, when your strength forces the cracks to spread, they will do what they always do: turn on each other. That's the end. They can't escape. That's the fate they wrote the moment they chose to target you. And when it happens, when the jealous fall apart in their own trap, you won't need to lift a finger to destroy them. Their downfall will come not because of what you do, but because of what you are. Something they cannot copy, something they cannot poison, something they cannot stop. Realization is a cruel teacher. It doesn't whisper, it strikes. And when they realize, oh, when that cold truth crawls into their bones, it's already too late. At first they'll laugh it off, won't they? They'll pretend it's nothing. Pretend that your rise was a fluke. Pretend their attacks didn't miss. But deep down, something begins to scratch at them. A thought they can't silence. A truth they can't unsee. That truth. They've been targeting someone they cannot break. Oh, the irony. The very act of uniting against you exposes their weakness. Because you stand, you endure. You push through their noise like it was made of paper. And suddenly, what used to amuse them now terrifies them. They realize the cost. They realize the danger. And once realization sets in, panic is not far behind. Oh, wow. That's when the shift begins. The laughs sound thinner. The confidence shakes. They look at each other, and for the first time they wonder if they picked the wrong enemy. And the answer is sharp, cutting through them like steel. Yes, they did. You see, most people crumble when the mob circles. But you thrive in pressure. That's what makes you so rare. You don't just survive attacks, you transform them into fuel. Every word of envy sharpens your vision. Every scheme designed to stop you becomes another test you outlast. And that resilience, that unyielding fire leaves them with nothing. Nothing but their own fear, their own doubts, their own rotting envy. Nah. They can't mask it forever. The cracks are already spreading. Their whispers aren't as confident as before. Their eyes dart. Their unity falters because jealousy might gather people together, but it never holds them. It devours them from the inside. And here's the nightmare. Once they've realized they can't take you down, they also realize something even darker. Every attack has only made you stronger. Every insult carved deeper endurance into your bones. Every attempt to bury you has turned into the soil you grew out of. You don't just survive envy, you rise because of it. That's the cost they never calculated. That's the part of the equation they forgot. You're not standing despite their jealousy, you're standing because of it. And when that reality finally registers, when the jealous group looks at each other with hollow eyes and understands what they've done, the nightmare begins. They will wish they had never spoken your name. Storms don't announce themselves politely. They arrive, and everything changes. So what happens when patience ends? What happens when the storm finally breaks loose? It's simple. The ones who laughed will choke on their own echo. The ones who plotted will drown in the flood of consequences. And the jealous? They'll realize too late that the very storm they mocked was the storm that would consume them. Oh, the beauty of it. For so long they thought your calm meant weakness. They mistook your silence for surrender. They thought they had you figured out, boxed, predictable. But patience was never about weakness. It was the sharpening of blades, the gathering of thunder, the tightening of pressure until the right moment came. And that moment is now. When the storm breaks, it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't warn twice. It tears through everything flimsy, fragile, and fake. That's what makes it terrifying. That's what makes it unforgettable. And you, standing in the center of that storm, unshaken, unbroken, that's the vision they cannot bear. Oh wow. Imagine their faces when they realize every attack they threw your way only made the storm more violent. Every insult became a spark. Every plot became a push. Every attempt to tear you down became the very fuel that now drives your unstoppable force. That's irony at its finest. The storm they laughed at is the storm they created. Yeah. And here's the cruel twist. Storms don't just destroy, they reveal. They expose what was already weak, already rotten, already trembling beneath the surface. When your storm hits, the jealous group will be forced to see what they are without their masks. They'll see their envy in raw form, ugly, desperate, hollow, and the world around them will see it too. They thought they could target you quietly, didn't they? They thought they could move in shadows, attack without consequence, stay safe in the comfort of their numbers. But storms don't leave shadows intact. They rip them open, shine light on every hidden scheme, every whispered lie, every false alliance, and suddenly there is nowhere left for them to hide. No, they won't handle it well. They'll scatter. They'll blame each other. They'll claw at each other to escape the consequences. Because jealousy never unites. It only disguises division. And when the storm hits, disguise falls apart. And you don't even need to chase them. That's the terrifying truth they'll learn. The storm is not you chasing them, it's them running from themselves. Running from the reflection they can no longer deny. Running from the reality that they tried to bury but instead unleashed. This is what they never calculated. This is what their envy blinded them from seeing. Storms don't just break structures, they build legends. And when the storm clears, when the dust settles, you'll still be standing stronger, sharper, undeniable. While they'll be remembered not as victors, not as leaders, not as the ones who mattered, but as the ones who collapsed. Oh, and make no mistake, collapse is inevitable. Not because you wanted it, not because you begged for revenge, but because envy has no future. It burns through itself until nothing remains. Silence after destruction is louder than any scream. And when the storm ends, silence arrives, heavy, unforgiving. It's the silence of consequences, the silence that forces everyone to look around and see what remains. The jealous ones, once so loud, once so bold, now stand in ruins of their own making. Their noise is gone, their false unity is gone. All that's left is the wreckage of envy. Oh, the irony. The very silence they prayed you would drown in has now turned on them. It presses on their chests. It makes their breaths shallow. It makes their thoughts race. Because silence doesn't lie. Silence doesn't excuse. Silence shows them exactly who they are without the noise to cover it. And you stand in that silence like it was made for you, because you understand something they never did. Storms clear the air. They strip away illusions. They leave truth standing naked in the open. And the truth is, you endured. You survived what they thought would end you. You didn't just weather the storm, you became it. Oh, wow. Picture it. The jealous group staring at the ruins, realizing every effort failed, realizing they were the architects of their own collapse. And then their eyes turned to you, still upright, still unshaken, still present. That image alone is heavier than any revenge you could have sought. Because nothing terrifies envious hearts more than someone who stands taller after everything they threw. Yeah, silence has a way of making victories undeniable. There's no more shouting to cover reality. No more false confidence to hide behind. Only the quiet truth that they tried to erase you and failed. That's when the whispers start turning inward. That's when the finger pointing begins. That's when they finally face the cost of their jealousy. Nah, don't think for a second they'll admit it openly. Pride won't let them. They'll still pretend, still posture, still try to play tough. But deep inside, where silence speaks the loudest, they'll know. They'll know they targeted the wrong one. They'll know they gambled and lost, and that knowing will eat at them more painfully than anything you could ever say. Here's the brutal twist. The aftermath isn't about you proving them wrong. It's about them proving themselves weak. The ruins scream louder than your words ever could. Their downfall isn't written by your hands. It's written by their envy. And once silence sets in, there's no erasing that script. So the ruins remain, the silence remains, and you remain. Stronger, sharper, untouchable. That's the part they can't stand. The fact that you outlasted their storm and now stand as living proof that envy cannot bury strength. Ruins are not the end. They are the raw material for empires. So what do you build once the ruins are behind you? That's the question. That's the test. Survival alone is not enough. Standing in the silence of aftermath proves your strength. Yes. But now comes the part that separates the ordinary from the legendary. Do you stop at surviving, or do you turn the ruins into your foundation? Oh, the beauty of it! The very stones they threw at you, the very dust they buried you in, can now be stacked into walls higher than anything they imagined. That's what they never thought about. They were too busy destroying to notice you were already collecting. Every insult became a brick. Every betrayal became mortar. Every scheme against you became another piece of the fortress you were destined to build. Oh wow. Can you feel it? The shift. This is not about rebuilding what was lost, it's about creating something greater, something unshakable. Because once you've survived envy's storm, you no longer build fragile dreams. You build structures designed to withstand every attack. You build with precision, you build with clarity, and every block reminds them that their jealousy served you, not destroyed you. Yeah, this is the stage they fear most. Because in their minds, the best they hoped for was your silence, your retreat, your disappearance. But what terrifies them isn't that you're still here. It's that you're building louder, rising higher, standing taller than before. Every time you step forward, it's a reminder they failed. Every time you rise from the ruins, it's proof you cannot be erased. Nah, don't think for a second they'll celebrate your progress. Their envy won't let them. They'll grind their teeth watching you build. They'll curse the fact that every effort to weaken you has only armed you with more strength, more clarity, more fire. But deep down, in the quiet corners of their thoughts, they'll know they built this with you. Their jealousy was the fuel. Their attacks were the blueprints. Their collapse was your starting point. And you don't waste time on revenge. You don't waste energy proving points. You build, you focus, you rise. That's what makes you untouchable. While they linger in bitterness, you transform bitterness into strength. While they replay the storm in their heads, you move forward, brick by brick, step by step, constructing something so undeniable that their names will vanish in the dust, while yours carves itself into stone. That's the cruelest justice of all. Your existence becoming the monument their envy could never topple. A monument built from the very ruins they thought would bury you. Oh, and make no mistake, monuments built from ruins last longer than anything built from comfort. They don't crumble easily. They don't fade quickly. They carry scars, weight, and history. And that history becomes your crown, your shield, your proof that nothing and no one could ever hold you down. So when the jealous look at what you're building, when they realize the ruins were just the beginning, they'll feel something colder than envy itself. Regret. Regret that they targeted you. Regret that they tried. Regret that they didn't see who you were before it was too late. They never ran across a person like you before. Remember that? A jealous group tried, they clawed, they schemed, they plotted, but nah, they're going down, every single one of them. Oh wow, you stood tall, you rose higher, you proved what real strength looks like. That's the kind of fire no envy can smother, no mob can cage, no weakness can touch. And to you, my audience, my fighters, my unstoppable legends, this wasn't just a speech, this was our moment. Every second you stayed, every word you felt, every heartbeat you shared with this message, it's proof that you're built different. You are the ones who rise when others fall. You are the proof that storms create warriors. So don't just leave quietly. Nah. Drop your comments below. Let me hear your fire. Smash that subscribe button if these words struck you deep. Share this with someone who needs to be reminded that jealousy has no power against true strength. Because this isn't the end. Oh no, this is just the beginning. And when the next storm comes, you'll already know. You are the storm.